Okay, let's do this, folks. You know what? Tuesday Night War. The Tuesday Night War is back, folks. And I didn't know whether to make one video out of this, basically talking about both of these shows, or do both of them separately. I'm not really sure what I want to do right now, if I do want to make both of these videos separately. But yes, NXT versus AEW tonight. And man, I gotta say, a lot of changes all around the board, from pre-shows to shows starting off for 30 minutes straight without any type of commercial breaks, to overruns, to any type of surprise whether NXT and AEW can even pull off tonight. But you know what I watched first? I watched NXT first. You know why? I actually thought NXT was a little bit more appealing going into tonight, so I decided to start off with that show. And watching NXT tonight, obviously you were going to get a lot of big segments and surprises going on this show. When it comes to NXT, whether it's, some would say that, I don't know, Triple H is hell-bent on beating AEW Night and destroying these people, which I can kind of see that, or making sure network executives can watch, wondering where NXT or whatever show or network it may end up on. I know there's questions like that too, especially if the big wigs are watching right now. But I did start off watching NXT tonight, and immediately they started off hot with Cody Rhodes coming out there. Cody Rhodes, of course, everybody's singing along to his theme song also. Booker T and Big Joseph saying it's going to be the most star-studded NXT in history. And, 30 minutes commercial-free. Cody Rhodes getting the yeet chance. I know it's no Jey Uso, but everybody's saying yeet nowadays even more. Cody basically said I'd be lying if you ever thought he'd be in the Performance Center or in a ring on NXT, but he says it feels right that the Rhodes family spilled blood all over Florida, and he talked about these announcements tonight that NXT has going on. Obviously, the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament is continuing tonight, but he said that it will be a men's tournament also, and that the Dusty Classic will be back, okay? We've seen the Dusty Classic before in NXT, so it looks like it's going to be coming back now. And he talked about having another announcement tonight for NXT, one of the biggest in NXT history. He talked to Shawn Michaels, so tonight, for one night only, Cody Rhodes will be the general manager for NXT for the rest of the night. Ilya Dragunov came out there and fans chanted happy birthday to him. I guess it's his birthday today. And Dragunov talked about he welcomed Cody to NXT. And, Cody's announcements, bring a lot of excitement to NXT right now. And, he and whatnot. Ilya said, he also just wanted, to meet the man himself, this and Cody, and talked about he brings passion and energy, especially to all the WWE Universe. He said that Cody fights with fire, and he pushes it to another level. And whatnot, and he matches the fire that the Mad Dragon can give out. Next, Judgment Day, Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley showed up. Then Dominic talked about Dragunov, talking about you think you're carrying NXT on your back, but he is. And Dom says, I want to be the NXT champion. I could be the A champion right now. And Ilya basically said, my father worked in a prison, so you could be turned into like a little squeaking puppy right now, as he said. And Dom basically said, if Ilya wants to be like Cody and whatnot, and basically be a loser like him, and Rhea said that saying that he's only half the man he is and whatnot. But Ilya cutting Rhea off, saying, today is no celebration for you guys, but it's going to be a gift, all right? And she was going to squish Rhea's boy right there. And Cody, being the general manager, said like tonight it's going to be Dominic versus Ilya for the NXT title tonight. And Cody knows about Judgment Day interference, so he has a special guest referee. And he said the hottest star in WWE right now, LA Knight. So even more people coming back to NXT, a lot of NXT alumnus, but more people coming back. So yes, they started off hot, especially with Cody Rhodes doing these announcements, even not the biggest announcements, it's still big announcements. And Judgment Day and Ilya Dragunov being there was pretty good too. But right after that, we did have Asuka versus Roxy. Asuka was never beaten in NXT, so Asuka's undefeated streak in NXT is still intact since he was never beaten. This was a pretty good match, especially for 6 minutes. So I thought it was okay for what it was. It didn't really go that long. I'm surprised they didn't get more time out here, but I figured Asuka was gonna win anyways. Right after that, well, I guess during this match too, they did have Shotzi Blackheart on commentary, basically to talk about that she will be part of NXT Halloween Havoc in the next couple of weeks with Scarlett. So that's a thing. But yeah, right after Oscar won, Kiana James tried to attack her, but Shotzi and them making the save then. But like I said, the match was okay at best. They showed John Cena arriving to the building. I swear John Cena just drives the car and shows up in his gear all the time, as Paul Heyman showed up wondering like where's the door at around here. After that, Gallus went against the Brawling Brutes of Pete Dunne and Rich Holland and Tyler Bate in a Pub Rules match. Honestly, this match was just a wild brawl, which I thought it was okay, but I don't know. I feel like they were missing a lot of spots out there too at the same time. But this was just a wild brawl with weapons and anything you would see in a pub and darts and beer or something like that. It ended up with well, they took a swig of beer. Joe Coffey and him, and poured it on Butch. He's about to hit him put him through the table, but it ended up with what Pete Dunne and crew like triple power bombing damn near Joe Joe Coffey through the table then to get the win. So like I said, a wild brawl. It's not much I could say about this, but yeah, they end up getting the win right here. So the faces went over. After that, they had a video package for Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria, basically talking about both of their careers and how they somewhat kind of compare to each other in their big match coming up at NXT Halloween Havoc. Tegan Knox showed up then after the video package talking to Lyra then, talking about, she had her shot last night, but she wants another one, and that I should get before her. Lyra looked kind of baffled, so obviously going to be a match next week. John Cena came out then. People basically, I always thought it was kind of weird seeing Cena come out in NXT, given that he doesn't have a lot of room to run to the ring and whatnot. But everybody starts singing along to his theme song, just like Cody earlier in the night. John Cena just hyped up about it, saying like, it's probably the most street cred he's got in 15 years. But he talked about NXT's the future and everything. We making history tonight. And he talked about, people from Cody being the GM to LA Knight being the referee. We turn place to the pub and stuff. Y'all singing my theme song. This place is great. Fans chanting NXT. He said it's a big deal on Tuesday night. He's honored to be here. Fans chanted thank you, Cena. Even though some said Cena sucks, he even respects them too for saying that chant. But he likes their gratitude. Cena basically thanked the crowd, just welcoming him into NXT and opening the doors and whatnot. Because, yeah, we're Raw. Yeah, we're SmackDown. But yes, we are NXT a la Triple H. Cena talked about Carmelo Hayes, how he's going to be in his corner tonight. As Braun Breaker came out then, fans chanted, Braun Breaker sucks! Which even Cena says, you know what? It feels good when the lyrics are changed and talk about somebody else, because usually people say John Cena sucks. But Breaker talked about, I'm big in WWE right now, and these people came to see me, not you. You're not fooling anybody around here. But Cena says, yes, you're athletically gifted, but your weakness is your attitude, and you have the bloodline around here, no pun intended and whatnot. Fans were chanting bullshit at Breaker after that. Cena said this was a teachable moment. I guess Chase U. And, he wished Breaker good luck in his match later on tonight and tried to shake his hand. Breaker tried to take him out and go for a spear, but Cena ended up dodging it. He tried to hit the FU, but Breaker got out of there in the nick of time then. So a good segment out there, good promo by Cena, especially hyping up for later on the main event tonight and whatnot. Breaker didn't get the FU right here, but he had a pretty good promo with Cena. Cody Rhodes ended up going into Tony D'Angelo and Stacks then, basically talking about this tag team battle royale stuff, and Tony says, we got this elimination match, we got this idea. Cody says he's from Georgia, so, we'll have a battle royale. He talked about his dad has always made crazy concepts and whatnot, but, he talked about this tag team battle royale for next week to become the number one contender, and, they're going to call it the Bada Bing, Bada Boom Battle Royale. They dap Cody going like, Gabugo, Gabogo, Gabugo, hey, forget about it. So, yeah, just, some Italian mob stuff out there. You know what I'm saying? But right after that, Baron Corbin talked about he wanted a title shot and still hasn't gotten it yet. LA Knight came out. Everybody doing the yeah thing. They really cut a promo here, but it was Ilya Dragunov versus Dominic Mysterio for the NXT title. A good match. You knew something was gonna get screwy right here. Obviously Judgment they got involved. Finn and JD McDonough. LA Knight ended up taking out McDonough then. Trick Williams ended up stopping Ripley from hitting the title on Dragunov after that. Trick got out of the way. Dragunov hit the Torpedo Moscow onto Dominic for the win. But right after Baron Corbin came out, Dijak showed up in attack. Dijak says, I got him first before you. So we'll see where that goes. Cena and Mello were talking in the back, talking about, the advice and everything. And Trick came in, and, Mello tried to apologize to him. But Trick said, now we can talk about it later. We got Cena right here, right now. We got to get the titles back. And Cena said, yeah, we can get on the right track. And, this is how it's going to be, right? And yeah, what it's going to be. And, Mello went to get ready. But Trick asked Cena a question like, when you figure it was your time? And Cena said, come on, let's talk. So we'll see where that goes. Paul Heyman was talking to the Rock's kid out there, so in the back. So I'm sure she'll be joining the Bloodline soon. Next thing you know, a car pulled up, and next thing you know, it was Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill got a big pop. Fans chanted, holy shit, as Shawn Michaels welcomed her to the building. So big pop for Jade Cargill. Everybody's coming on NXT tonight, so big pop for her. Right after that, Corbin was talking to Cody. Wanting a title shot, saying he owes him one. He wants it Halloween Havoc, but Cody told him it's like this. You beat Dijak next week, you get to face the winner between Mello and Breaker, and then you'll get your title shot for the NXT title then. Dominic Mysterio, I guess, was leaving with Ice out of the trainer's room, asking, who the hell are you? I guess it was Nathan Frazier then and whatnot. So Dominic said we don't talk to nobodies. Lola Vice went against Danny Palmer. Obviously, the crowd is hot for Lola Vice in many ways. I've said this before, but Lola Vice is very over. The match was okay. Where Danny Palmer, Lola ended up getting the win. With like a kick and whatnot to beat Palmer. So pretty good match out there. But yeah, the crowd is definitely into Lola Vice for multiple kind of reasons. Not because of that Ariel Wani interview, but it's a lot of reasons people are behind Lola Vice right now. They did a Chase Hughes skit. Thea Hale returned to class, but brought JC Jane with her. As Chase ended up getting mad at somebody on their phone and whatnot, talking about we need to be focused on match, we need to focus on here and whatnot. And basically, JC Jane told me you're going to be in the Battle Royale match next week. So we'll see where that goes. Braun Breaker was training. Paul Heyman basically showed up, talked about, I've worked with your father and your uncle in the past, the Steiner brothers. And he sees him as the future and even being the main event of WrestleMania then. And then he can beat Mello tonight. And as Breaker left, he said call Roman Reigns. Right after that, we got the debut, I should say, or finally the debut of Brian Pillman Jr. as they showed him watching that old TV and his dad on TV, Brian Pillman. As Pillman Jr. narrated, talking about his dad's one of the most infamous stars in the business. And he was a trailblazer. And talk about, he got memories of his dad. But Pillman Jr. doesn't. He only got to know his dad until he was 4 years old. And, WWE is the last place he probably would want to do. He says he's been in football, lacrosse, but he just can't escape the business that's in his blood. It brings him pain and grief. So he wants to do something about it. And when they see his face, he doesn't want to think about his dead father. He wants to think about, the last name his real father figure gave him, and that was King. So will it be Brian King now instead of Brian Pillman Jr.? I see he's got a new haircut now. Someone looking like his dad, almost like the mullet, I guess. But yes, he's definitely got a haircut. Will he be the loose cannon? He kind of dressed like the loose cannon and whatnot. So he's definitely similar in the haircut department to his dad, Brian Pillman Sr. So we'll see where Pillman Jr. goes. We really will see where this is going to go to. Kiana James talking to Asuka in the back, thanking her from earlier. Brother Davenport showed up trying to speak Japanese with it in. Kalani Jordan ended up shaking hands, but Stratton basically, tried to shake it. Asuka basically just left and I'm not trying to deal with this, so she just left up out of there. But in the main event, we did get Carmelo Hayes with John Cena versus Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman out there. A pretty good match, not as like their pay-per-view matches in the past with them, but it was still good nonetheless. Cena ended up attacking Braun as he was getting the steel steps in, and basically ended up hitting Solo Sikoa, and Cena ended up coming out. Cena and breaking up. Now Cena and Solo ended up fighting to the back. Then Mello ended up hitting a code breaker outside, then hitting the number leg drop after that, and won the match basically clean. Mello won. Wow, what is that? But yeah, Mello won though. Right after that, wow, what is that background? But yeah, continuing saying on, like I said, Mello won, but Breaker ended up spearing him then after that. And then he got on a microphone and says he is the only badass around here in NXT. And once he said that, the gong went off. And when the gong went off, it was The Undertaker's gong. And next thing you know, you could hear a motorcycle, and it was the American Badass version of The Undertaker. And I'll say this, and I know maybe it's a copyright thing. I don't know if they own the rights to this, but I guess they got to keep playing the Kid Rock version, American Badass. I would rather hear the Limp Bizkit Rollin', or, even, You're Gonna Pay song, but I'd rather hear one of those two than the damn, American Badass Kid Rock song. And Undertaker just comes out with this giant bike, which you literally had nowhere to really roll it around and whatnot, because even I'm wondering, like, it'd probably be the shortest distance he's ever had to walk to the ring, Undertaker, bike or no bike, but even I thought the whole giant motorcycle looked ridiculous without him really riding it around anywhere. But I'd rather still hear rolling back. But Undertaker came out there, fans chanting, "Holy shit!" I will say the censors have gotten annoying all night. Braun called him an old timer, and there's only one badass in the WWE. Taker said, listen, you're a special talent. You'll get there one day. But here's the thing. It ain't gonna be today. Undertaker punched him. Undertaker ended up getting him a choke slammed in high in the air. So, I guess to say he made him famous. Fans chanting, "Holy shit," and Undertaker. Undertaker ended up standing over him saying, like, "Look here, young fella, I'm going to give you a little bit of advice. There's always going to be someone older, bigger, badder waiting around that corner from you, and you just met the baddest of them all today." So, yeah, right after that, Undertaker ended up helping Mello up, and they celebrated then right after as the show went off the air. So, a good main event and a very big surprise, which we already kind of knew The Undertaker was going to be there due to that gong going off in the commercial. But yes, The Undertaker did pop up on NXT tonight. Multiple guests popped up on NXT tonight. From The Undertaker to John Cena to Asuka to Cody Rhodes to Paul Heyman to an LA Knight, Judgment Day, Shotzi, or if you're a main roster alumnus around here, a lot of big names popped up on NXT. Will they win in the ratings? I'm not really sure. I personally think they may do. Once I got a lot to say about Dynamite tonight too, anyways. But I thought NXT was very good. I did enjoy the show. Obviously, once again, I know this live was mostly dependent on the giant stars right here or segments and whatnot, but it was still an overall good episode of NXT, especially with these big names popping up on here tonight. But that's all I really got to say about NXT, though. Pretty good stuff, really good stuff. So comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Hood990. I'm out of here. See y'all then. Tell what you thought about NXT, and peace. Well, you know what? Now let's actually move into the next part of this review. Now let's move now into the AEW Dynamite review. We've gotten through the NXT review. Like I said, this is gonna be a joint thing here. This is a war tonight, so let's talk about the next show that's going on. Okay, folks. So yes, AEW Dynamite, Independence, Missouri, and I guess there was a pre-show. Like I said earlier, a pre-show before the actual show of Dynamite to get those viewers in on YouTube through YouTube, and we actually kick it off with Eddie Kingston versus Minoru Suzuki for the New Japan Strong Openweight title. I don't think it was for both that and the Ring of Honor Championship, but listen, the only thing I can say about this match was chop, 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 chop. Basically, these guys beat the hell out of each other with chops. Suzuki was pretty over here, though. People did chant Suzuki and Murder Grandpa and stuff. But Eddie ended up getting the win after chopping him again and then giving him like a Northern Lights bomb for the win. Kingston got up. He got an Eddie chant. Suzuki ended up dropping up then as Suzuki got in the ring. And, they both chopped each other again. and then they hugged after that, and they raised each other's arms then. So give Suzuki credit, especially what I think he was in Japan like literally the day before for Destruction and Ryogoku, if I'm not, for that New Japan show, and now ends up on AEW Dynamite tonight against Eddie Kingston. So I don't have much to say about this, given it was added the last second. And yes, like I said, chop, 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 chop. They guys chop the hell out of each other, okay? But one thing also to point out that Jon Moxley was not medically cleared to compete tonight, and because it's Tony Khan's birthday, he's got to put his favorite wrestler against Phoenix tonight for the international title. And I'm going to get to that in a second. I got a lot to say about that. But let's get into the actual show, as Christian was in the production truck, basically saying, like, the first 30 minutes of this show are going to be commercial free. So one of you assholes start the show right now, he told the production people, as we kicked it off with Swerve versus Bryan Danielson. Probably my favorite match of the night, one of the favorite matches of the night, and it was very good. Crowd was definitely into it. Hot match to kick off the show for Dynamite. That ended up being a distraction finish, I should be saying. And Swerve ended up losing here due to Hangman coming out, which the fans continue to boo Hangman and do not like him. He ended up screwing Swerve out of the match. Danielson hit his running knee onto Swerve then and won the match. Like I said, Danielson will now get a title shot against Christian Cage this Saturday for the TNT Championship. But yeah, Swerve, for a guy that's got a big win on him, finally, Swerve does lose a lot of matches in AEW, even though he's in these big matches. He takes a lot of L's, and I don't think people gave two craps about Hangman out there. That's why they booed him with this and screwing Swerve out of the match. So obviously it's going to be some type of rematch coming up. Powerhouse Hobbs went against Chris Jericho. Hobbs was dominant here. Probably could have been a little bit quicker against Jericho. I guess he wanted to try to protect Jericho somehow and try to make it look 50-50. But Hobbs basically was dominant throughout this whole match and ended up hitting power slam and whatnot for the win. So Hobbs did beat the hell out of Jericho here, and then gave him another power slam after the match then. And whatnot before walking off as Don Callis cheered on. But Hobbs getting a big win over Jericho right here. Probably could have been done better, but it was what it was. Right after that, Adam Cole, who can, I guess, keep saying from holding off his surgery for the longest for some reason by helping Roderick Strong, as the rest of the kingdom just kind of stand around and whatnot. He's mowing his lawn, and he's playing with a giraffe, neck strong and stuff, and, Cole said he's got to go. I've been at your house, and, it's weird that Strong's house has no cell phone service or a television so you can watch Dynamite, see what's going on. Strong saying television is the devil, and Cole saying he needs to have surgery, but Strong saying Adam once again saying one more thing. So Cole, for a guy that's ankle is really messed up right now, he won't go get surgery because he has to stay there for Roderick Strong, which kind of makes him look like an idiot and being held hostage at his house. Now let's get into this crap. So we have Rey Fenix versus Orange Cassidy, right, for the international title. So let me get this straight. And people told me I was going to get mad about this, and I didn't even watch the match because I watched NXT first. But once I saw it, I can see why I can get angry at this. The fact that, one, I just find it laughable. But remember, folks, it's Tony Khan's birthday, so his favorite wrestler has to win the international title to, make him happy. And I'm sitting there looking at this thing like, really? So, listen, Phoenix won this off of Audible, okay? But the fact they just had Cassidy just beat him clean over flat is insane to me. It really is. So, yeah, let's remember, Phoenix won this by Audible, okay? Because Moxley got hurt. Could they have not picked anyone else to, go against Phoenix for the title? 2, could Phoenix at least just keep winning until, Moxley was cleared to, come back and then drop the title to him? Why not wait till next time? Why did they drop it to him here? Because what? Do they have to see Orange Cassidy versus Moxley again? Could you not pick anyone else for this match? Did anybody want to see this goddamn match to begin with? Say what you want about Phoenix, if you like him in that. But I think he got screwed right here. It's like, we had to get this belt off this man so we can put it back on Cassidy. Because it's Tony's boy. So, ridiculous. Definitely ridiculous. It makes no sense. I don't get it. Just hot shot booking. And we'll get to more hot shot booking in a second, but wow, they just had Phoenix just lose cleans to Cassidy like it ain't shit. Excuse me, that's on my throat there. And some water, but yeah, it made no sense. I don't think any of this made any type of sense though. So just couldn't wait till Moxley comes back, gets medically cleared, then face Phoenix for the title. Nah, let's give it to Cassidy. So they can do. Wow. Almost choking. Maybe that's how pissed off I am. Maybe because I'm choking. But, yeah, let's get back to Cassidy, though. I have no idea why. I got zero clue. Even that Pyro. Throughout commercials, they played Timeless with Tony Storm. Wardlow kills Matt Seidel. He basically murdered this man with 5 power bombs. Powerbomb Symphony. And, you know, what? Seidel couldn't continue. And Wardlow walked into the crowd. And he was gone. So, you know, I don't know if he's turning him heel or whatnot, but I guess they're trying to rebuild him now. So we'll see what happens with him. Chris Jericho's getting checked out the back. The Jericho appreciation guy showed up to check on Jericho then. You know, basically Everrise guys didn't want to be there, but Garcia kept checking on him. Juice Robinson. Jay White and the rest of Bullet Club go for some reason on tricycles for whatever reason. I have no idea when against Hangman Page. Honestly, I was like, as long as Jay White wins, I don't really care because I just don't want to see Hangman win in this match. And given what happened earlier, I figured it was going to be another screwy way of how things were going to go. The match was good. I will say that. They gave it a lot of time. But then with Prince Nana coming out there, trying to hit him with his crown. And then Jay White rolled him up for the win. Hangman chased him to the back. Jay White still having the world title called out. MJF then. Fans trying to shut the fuck up to Jay White. MJF says, you're going to give me my title back. I was just like you. I'm still kind of like you in a way. And I'm going to get that title in one way or another because that proves he is the best wrestler in the effing world and whatnot. And he knows Jay White is talented, but let's see how long those guys are going to have your back and whatnot. And then Jay White says, you don't have any friends around here, so why don't you go get some friends in the back, and then maybe you can take on the Bang Bang Gang. Juice Robinson got on the mic then, talking about he's going to win that Dynamite Battle Royale thing next week, and he has some quarters for MJF there. Basically, you know, talk about the bullying of him back in school, so, you know, MJF walked out, but Juice said he's going to have those quarters ready for him. Saraya went against Hikaru Shida for the AEW Women's title. And once again, hot shot booking at its finest. Ruby Soho being out there, sneaking out there with the spray paint, but backfired on her. So let me get this straight. Saraya, and by the way, this match had no build, no video packages, no interviews really leading into this. It was like the match was announced like, last week with no type of build towards here. And what? Saraya hits a finisher on her and then kick out and then, you know, hit her with the spray paint in the finisher. Didn't that work? But then her, Saraya and Shida start rolling up each other multiple times until Shida got the 3 count. So Shida is now a 3-time women's champion. I think Saraya Page's whole run was literally a waste and didn't do that much with the title anyways. But what was the point of putting it back on Shida? Is she going to lose it again? I don't know. I really don't know. But once again, more hot shot booking at its finest. Like I said, the show is literally, and I mean literally all over the place. It is. Like, another title match from out of nowhere, but it just felt like a waste of time, though. Okay? It really did. No build. No build. Wasn't a bad match, but why do the title change now? Makes no sense. Right after that, Well, MJF is in the Batman interview talking about Cole, tried to call him, didn't work. The Acclaim wanted to help, but MJF didn't want nothing to do with it. Billy Gunn says, why are you so obsessed with him? Honestly, I don't even know where this MJF caster thing is going. It's very suspect, and we saw how suspect it was last week. So I don't know what type of weird shit they got going on here, but yeah, definitely suspect. Christian Cage and Luchasaurus came out then for the main event. Christian basically talking about what happened last week and talk about the Kansas City Chiefs of how they lose. But listen, you want to talk about we want to end our career and, become a team again and whatnot. But talk about Edge, talk about his ragtag group and dress up like Halloween, thinking my people are going to turn on me, even though he kind of took a shot at Judgment Day right here. I'm not a leader. I'm these guys' fodder, he said. And, Cage talking about Christian want to put the band back together, but no, you don't need to do that. We don't need to end our careers together. I'm the hottest thing in the business right now. Cage, he said Edge has always been up top, but this is Christian Cage's time now. And he can't blame Adam Copeland for being a fan and stuff, because he said his wife Beth Phoenix is a huge fan, and his kids. So he said, put the clean sheets out tonight because your new father is coming home. Edge came out then, just making a beeline to the ring, going to Luchasaurus then. By the way, for a show called Title Tuesday, let me make this clear too. It's not like every title is on the line. So why don't know why they call this Title Tuesday when all the belts aren't on the line here, people. But yeah, Edge went against Luchasaurus then. It wasn't bad. Edge made Luchasaurus look as strong as he could out there and whatnot, but I wonder how far that was going to go throughout this match. Of course, Nick Wayne got involved. Christian tried to come out and help Luchasaurus by hitting him with the title belt, but Edge ended up taking the belt and hitting Luchasaurus with and throwing it back to Christian. Luchasaurus was kind of pissed off. He thought Christian hit him with the title. He turned around. Edge hit him with the spear. Edge won. Nick Wayne and Christian attacked. Then after that, the Blackpool Combat Club came out for the save. Don't know if they're even heels or faces at this point. Then Swerve and crew come out and attack. Then Hangman starts attacking Swerve. And then, Danielson's got the LaBelle lock on to Christian as Edge speared Nick Wayne as the show went off the air. Honestly, Dynamite was all over the place. Literally. The only thing I really liked out of this show was just Swerve versus Danielson, despite the bullshit finish. Christian's promo. Christian's promo and Tony Storm. I think anybody could agree. That's probably the most I liked out of this show. Because the show is all over the place. I don't give a crap about the international title in general. But the fact that they just put it back on Cassidy is just damn near laughable to me. I am a little shocked that Sheeta won. I thought Saraya would probably be still holding the title. So, that didn't happen. So, we'll see what goes on from there. But I thought the show was okay, but it was literally all over the place. Like, Dynamite was literally all over the place tonight. Just crazy amounts of booking. I can't even name everything, but these weird title matches and title changes, and for whatever reason why, I don't know. I got no idea. So yeah, that's Dynamite for you, okay? That literally is Dynamite for you. Edge won. That's it. There's a reason why I really watched NXT over this first tonight. There's a reason why, but due to this Tuesday Night War thing, I said I'd come with a double joint review. I probably liked NXT a little bit better than I did Dynamite tonight. Not gonna lie to you. I know it wasn't the most crazy matches on there, but maybe it's just segments that helped a lot by having all these people show up. But that's what I think. Tell me what you think about the Tuesday Night War between AEW and NXT. Was it good, bad? Was it even worth it? Or anything? Was any of this worth it? Because some things that don't make a lot of sense through this. It doesn't. With this so-called Tuesday Night War. If it's a war, I don't know, it's a war. But that's all I really got to say about all this. Comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Hood9090. I'm out here. Follow me, like I said, Hood9090. Hit the like button and the notification bell. See y'all then. Peace.